This is Tom. He is 18 years old. He's recently passed his driving test. Now's the time he discovers what type of driver he's going to be. There's going to be a constant debate within Tom's head. Does he drive economically and save money and the environment, or does he choose to ignore economical driving advice and gamble losing hundreds of pounds a year? Hi, and welcome once again to the show that asks you, the viewer, whether you want to save or spend, accumulate or fritter away, become a responsible adult or stay as a reckless child. Yes, it's another edition of your favorite cost-cutting, money-saving game show, Steal or No Steal. Today, we're asking you, the public, about theft. But not just any old theft. An unseen and otherwise invisible force is lurking out there, just itching to part you from your cash. Yes, on Steal or No Steal tonight, we're going to be asking, would you allow your car to steal from you? Joining us in the studio today, we have Jez from the Speed Factory, and he's going to be trying to save enough money to send today's contestant, Tom, to the world-famous money-making music festival. So, please give a rousing, rip-roaring Steal or No Steal welcome to Jez!
Well, thanks a bundle.
Or maybe not so welcome. Stay with us as Jez takes a series of tests to see if he's going to be this week's victim of Steal or No Steal. Tom is preparing to go on a car journey, but should he take time to plan out his journey or forget about it and get straight into his car? Test 1. What does he do? Plan or no plan? What would you do, Jez?
Well, forget planning. I just hammer the motorways. Power!
You see, Jez, the saver says planning your journeys to avoid congestion and roadworks makes sure you don't waste fuel or time getting lost. This could save you up to £300 a year. That's around 15% of his annual bill. Tom could put this towards the once-in-a-lifetime money-making music festival experience that he's seeking.
Well, that's about as small-minded as the hamster is to have around.
Tom gets onto his computer to print off a route planner for the journey ahead so that he can get the easiest route and save more fuel, which leads us to test 2. Once Tom decided to plan his journey, he starts to think about his manufacturer's car tires and whether they have the right pressure in them for the roads. What does he choose? Inflated or underinflated tires? What's your decision, Jez? It's still early on in the game.
Some say that all your life you should check your tire pressure. But I say you're an idiot and that you should forget checking your tires. Let's burn some rubber on the open roads.
Okay, let's see what the saver's response is to this. Now, the saver says he's losing respect for you, Jez. He thought that you rushed your decision a bit in that last answer. You'll add a ginormous 3% a year to your fuel costs. Driving on underinflated tires, that's money Tom can use towards his food expenses for the weekend.
What a load
That's quite enough, Jez. If you're driving with substandard tyres, you risk being fined up to £2,500 and 3 penalty points per tyre.
2,000 what?
The saver also states correctly inflated tyres are important for car safety. He then goes on to say he thinks you're the idiot.
Me? Find money? You got to be joking.
Knowing the correct manufacturer's pressure for your tyres is important. You should check online if you are unsure what yours is. Use the display on the air pump to ensure that you correctly gauge your tyre's pressure. If this isn't working, then find an air pump with a functioning display. Now it's time for test 3. Tom looks up to see his car roof to find he has his bike carriers still on his car. He won't be needing them for this journey, but does he take his time to take off his bike carriers or not bother and leave them on for his journey? So what's your initial reaction to this, Jez?
Oh dear, what has the world come to? For one, what's someone that can drive doing riding a bike? Leave it on, what possible harm can it do?
Is that what you're going with?
Ah, yes, well, I'd expect that sort of reaction from you lot. What do you know? Nothing. Absolutely. What a waste of space.
Accessories such as roof racks significantly affect your car's aerodynamics and reduce fuel efficiency. At higher speeds, up to 20% of your fuel is consumed, so remove them when not in use. That would mean that Tom could take a friend, perhaps a lady friend, with him to the money-making music festival.
Don't care. Don't care at all.
Tom decides to take off the roof rack to improve the aerodynamics of the car. This brings us to test 4 of the show. Tom is getting into his car when he starts to think about gear changes and the most suitable way to implement them. What does he do? Switch or no switch?
Oh, that old chestnut. The do you switch or don't you switch challenge. It's a no-brainer and a no-switcher, Ed.
It's your choice, Jez, but is it the right one? Checking your revs, change up before 2,500 RPM petrol or 2,000 RPM diesel.
Look here, Beardy. Revving the engine is what cars are all about. Where's the fun not hammering your engine to its potential and driving it to within an inch of its life?
That may be the case in your world, Jez, but in the world of the saver, money is key, and changing gear at the right time could provide a saving large enough to afford a family ticket to the money-making music festival that Tom is hoping to attend.
Yes, same to you, missus.
This brings us to test 5 of the show. Tom is coming up to a 40 miles per hour zone. His current speed is 30 miles per hour. What does he do? Speed or no speed? Welcome back to the Speed Factory. Tom has another conundrum. He has to decide whether to speed up at this 40 mile per hour zone. What do you think about the situation, Jez?
Are you seriously asking my opinion about speed? Well, Ed, the answer is obvious. Power! More power, Ed!
Well, let's just see if that chance pays off. Driving within the speed limit...
The what?
The speed limit, Jez, is safer as well as being the law and reduces fuel consumption. By observing the speed limits on the roads, you can have accumulated enough for Tom to afford a tent for the weekend as well as his tickets. The saver also goes on to say, "You're being reckless now, Jez, and he's going to get unkind if you carry on the way you are."
Well, pardon me for breathing.
And Tom has decided to keep his speed the same, and that's probably for the best. Travelling at a constant speed means you're saving money and lessening the damage your engine and the environment will sustain in the long run. Now we come to test 6. Tom is coming up to some traffic lights with a queue of traffic ahead of him. He knows he could be sat there for more than 2 minutes. Does he leave the engine running, or does he turn the engine off? Let's go back to another enthralling installment of Steal or No Steal.
I ask you, who in their right mind will turn their engine off? I just sit there, revving my engine, hoping someone wants a drag race. Bring it on, Ed!
Modern cars use virtually no extra fuel when they are restarted without pressing the accelerator. You could be saving more fuel and therefore more money in your pocket. Money Tom could have used towards his festival. Tom has decided that for what it's worth he will turn his engine off and restart it when he is sure that the traffic is about to move off. This saves money through lower petrol consumption because new cars use hardly any fuel when restarting. And finally, test 7, the grand finale, the ultimate test. Tom is driving along in his car when at a certain point he has to stop due to traffic, but he stays in gear and has to decide whether to step on the accelerator. Revs or no revs? This is tough, especially tough because it's your final answer. But get this right and you, Jez, will win Steal or No Steal. What's your answer going to be, Jez?
Ed, in all these years I've known you, do you think I'd ease up on the gas? Come on, Ed. Unless I'm from outer space, I know the swag bag answer. Don't take your foot off the accelerator.
Are you sticking with that answer?
Jez, you're ruining my chances of going to the festival. Avoid what your head's telling you, listen to me. You fool.
I guess maybe I could change my mind on this occasion, for once.
While remaining in gear, it's better to take your foot off the accelerator. This reduces fuel flow to the engine to virtually zero.
It was never in question that I was going to triumph victorious in this show.
Sure, Jez, you were in complete control all the way through the show. We come to the end of Steal or No Steal. We have managed to save up to £250 just by driving more efficiently and maintaining your vehicle. I'd like to thank Tom for taking part, and we also can't forget the ever so lovable character that is our very own Jez for answering the questions with such passion. All characters and events in this video, even those based on supposedly real people, are